my bell is beyond arm's reach, so I can't forcibly end segments.
Oh
God, no.
Whatever will we do? That's how
You just have
pops
to edit
instead.
in the bell sound.
Don't be ridiculous. That would mean he'd have to do editing.
Oh yeah,
Here we go
yeah,
again.
True.
Right.
We can't let the old jokes die.
Yeah, the only things we got.
They must keep trundling on, like we're like wheeling a corpse along on a gurney.
Bring out your dead. Bring
I'm not
out your
dead.
dead. Here's one. Ninepence.
I'm not dead. There we are.
He says he's not dead.
Yes, he is. He'll be stone cold dead in a minute.
I feel better. I feel happy.
Oh, you're skipping right to the end of the scene. Oh, disgusting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Fucking one of you twos. Anyway, episode 1, Rose.
Oh, yeah, Doctor Revwho.
Yes.
Yes, Doctor Revwho.
How do we pronounce it?
Review. The same way we've been pronouncing it for weeks and weeks since we first moved the idea.
It's been how you've been pronouncing it.
Doctor Review.
Yeah, all right, that works.
That's what we've been saying this whole time.
So,
Revwho.
the episode opens a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Teletubbies come to play.
2005.
Man, that would have made Return of the Sith a lot weirder. Poe, you were the chosen one.
I can't believe I'm going to be the one to do this, but it's Revenge of the Sith, not Return of the Sith.
I did say Revenge of the Sith.
You didn't.
No, you said Return.
Did you mean Revenge of the Jedi?
Yeah, let's go with
Possibly.
that.
Possibly.
I'm also insanely tired, so shut up.
No. So episode
In
1.
a podcast, we have to speak. It's kind of the point. We're underneath a mole. Plastic things start moving.
What?
Rose. We're underneath a mole and plastic things start moving. And the Doctor grabs her hand, shouts run, blows up the building. Wow! Title sequence.
Right. You're saying right. Okay. You're saying M-A-L-L.
I'm just as lost as you are. Okay?
You're saying M-A-L-L, aren't you? Which this reminds me of the story of when there was a TV show on called The Mole, and someone asked my mum, "Have you seen The Mole?" And she was like, "No, I've never been up. No." She's like, "No, it's never. I haven't. No, is it any good?" And they looked at her like she was a madwoman because she thought they were talking about the TV program The Mole, but they were actually talking about The Mal.
Oh, they thought she was talking about the M-O-L-E.
Yes. Told that very badly.
No, I was talking about the Bristolian M-A-L-L. The
She
mole.
works in a department store, just in point of fact, like a Debenhams or some such.
It does say the department store where she works.
Oh, someone's doing their research. All right, then hang on. Let me get up another tab.
Let me just match your work.
Any research for this whatsoever, I was just going to go by memory.
You're the biggest Whovian of the lot of us.
Which is why I was going to go by memory.
Fair shout.
I think it worked really well as an introduction to the Doctor, because your first introduction is just he grabs your hand, run, and that's all you need to know. And then the next lines he says are just like a load of jokes and telling Rose to stop being so stupid.
Doctor, by the way, watching.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
So with this, are we going to do like an actual review of the episode, like going through it with the basic summary, or are we just going to give our opinions on it?
I don't know.
Wow, we've really thought this full through, haven't
we? Yes. We spent a whole hour and a half last time thinking it through.
We didn't think it through though last time, did we? We just gave our opinions. We did a Doctor review.
Yeah.
Well, over to you.
Yeah, well, you're the expert here.
Rose was basic. We sort of
the character or the episode?
Yeah, the character. Even I got confused for a second there. No, yeah, the character was basic in this one. She was what she needed to be for it, but they didn't really flesh her out too much.
No, she was supposed to be like the every person watching the show. She was supposed to be the one that gets thrown into the adventure with us.
Yeah.
She's the human liaison, if you will.
Oh.
The proxy character.
She did save the day, though, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, like, going back and looking at it now, the CGI is a little bit adorable.
Yeah, but
That bin, man, that bin bag.
Oh,
bin
the
bag,
bin.
dustbin.
Dustbin, yeah.
yeah.
That's
Swallowed Mickey.
doesn't look as good now, does it?
To be fair, it didn't really look good
great
then.
at the time.
Mickey was a bit basic as well. It's sort of like he
Basic
didn't even
bitch.
start to get a character by this point either.
Today's episode of the
very much
Inaudible Podcast is brought to you by the word basic.
basic. Basic, innit, though? It's like basic. But basically, no, it was very much a Doctor episode, even though it was called Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't really get much screen time with the Doctor, like versus Rose.
Yeah, Rose was just kind of there. Rose was more to find out about the Doctor.
Yeah.
So you were finding out about him through her and Clive, was it? Clyde?
Yeah, Clive
Yeah.
Owens.
Clyde was Sarah Jane Adventures. Clive was episode
Yeah.
1. That's it.
I think he's an alien from another world. That one.
That one.
Yeah.
Mark Benton, what else has he been in? I recognise him.
Yeah, I swear it was
Waterloo
in, like,
Road.
adverts or something.
Been in all sorts. Licorice all sorts.
Well, I don't say much on the
Strictly
actual
Come
card.
Dancing.
No.
Oh, the Imaginary Dr. Parnassus.
No. It's not where I recognise him from.
No. Yeah, he was in Outnumbered in the Christmas special 2016.
That would have been after Doctor Who, though. I remember.
Well, yeah,
recognising-
2016. I think that was
Yeah.
after 2005.
I remember recognising him in the episode when the episode aired.
Yeah.
I can't remember what from, though. I think it might have been adverts or
He
something.
played the role of a bank manager in a string of 8 television commercials for Nationwide Building Society from 2004
go.
to 2010.
Might have
Directed
been
by Armando Iannucci.
Yeah,
what
that's
the hell?
yeah, fair play.
Well, who's she?
He is a political satirist.
Oh, okay.
and male
Satirist.
comedian.
He is.
Yes.
He's very funny as well.
Yes.
Anyway, back to Rose.
Raxabose.
So, as an introduction
Yes.
to Doctor Who, what do we think?
It got me into the show. It got me wanting to see more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
So
think
I
it-
watched it on
TV.
broadcast.
Yep.
It did,
Yeah.
did exactly what it needed to. Explained who the Doctor was.
Yeah.
Set up the fact that it was going to be a bit dangerous with him because people got killed.
Modernised it.
Yes.
And I think if they'd have come straight out the door with Daleks coming down some stairs or something,
Yeah.
it would have been a bit almost like
you get-
cliched.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good thing, is that they used the classic monster, but not one that was like the major ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
it
they
kind
didn't even call them the Autons.
No.
They still haven't called them the bloody Autons.
No, they only mentioned them by Nesty. No, I
Nestine
think they
consciousness.
I think haven't they called them by Autons during like Matt Smith's run?
No.
Because didn't he like refer to Rory as an Auton at points?
I don't think so.
I might be wrong.
Have
I
the
might be wrong.
Autons been referred to by name? Surprisingly, I did not get any results that told me anything from that search. But yeah, and it was nice. Had a nice kind of symmetry with the fact that the first episode of John Pertwee's run, I believe, had Autons in it, and
Yes.
that was all.
Yeah.
That was like
Spearhead
a new
from
start
space?
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That worked quite well. And I think I remember watching, I think it was probably on Doctor Who Confidential, and they said they chose them because it could allow them to set it in a familiar setting on Earth with something that everyone on Earth is familiar with, i.e. plastic.
And mannequins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they could
like,
relate it to the real world that way.
I've watched quite a few reactions to Rose, and most people, even before they know the mannequins are about to move, turn around and say, "Oh God, no! I hate mannequins."
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're so fucking creepy, man.
Yeah. Again. Something Hayden Christensen would enact a mannequin Skywalker. So
To be fair, he was not the worst actor in the prequel trilogy.
no, he's a good actor. He just obviously there was shit made. Anyway,
Had a
Doctor
shit
Who.
director.
Doctor Who.
I wasn't going to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
The word Auton is not used in dialogue of the story, but it does appear in the episode credits.
Yeah, Auton's created by blah blah blah.
Yeah. I'm just looking at like notes and shit.
Yeah, so the ending of this episode leads directly into
the next episode.
Yes,
it's
does.
almost as if it's a series.
Yes, but they don't always lead into each other.
No.
However, the classics did most of the time.
Serials.
And this one was Welcome to the End of the World.
End of the world.
And so again, we get the thing where it starts off introducing everyone into Doctor Who with
aliens,
Earth-based things, and then you go straight to the other end of the scale, and all the crazy, funky aliens all knocking about, dancing to Britney Spears, which is so unrelatable.
They didn't really focus on the aliens much.
No.
They were kind of just...
Apart from the tree lady.
There is aliens. Yeah, the humanoid aliens they focused on. The aliens that were easy to make up. The ones that looked a bit dodgy, they kept to the background.
How about this for an alien? He is literally a giant face.
What, John Barrowman?
Yes.
Hello, I am Facey McFacerson.
But the face didn't talk at all during End of the World.
He first had telepathy in season 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
What, back in 1964?
What?
Series 2.
Fine, series 2.
He did actually speak with his mouth when he died as well.
Spoilers?
Is that not what we're just doing with this?
Well, somebody might be listening to this for the first time without seeing the show, which is why would you be doing that?
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Yeah, but a lot has stuck with me from this episode, surprisingly, after like 13 years. Whenever I give someone a gift, I have to fight the urge to say, the gift of peace in all good faith. Or give them air from my lungs. Because if someone's not a Doctor Who fan, that would be really weird.
Yeah, this one never stuck out to me, personally.
I enjoyed it at the time, but I did find it kind of
It's not
the episode is kind of meh, but
my
it's
tops of the series.
No, I don't think this is anybody's favourite episode.
No.
It wouldn't be my favourite, but I wouldn't even put in like my top 5 sort of thing.
No. Well, I mean, there are a lot of episodes to choose from, let's be fair.
It was, to use the word of the day, basic.
Basic. That's basic.
But then it was actually the first basic Doctor Who, because the episode before this was very Earth-based.
Ick.
And almost.
You can tell because it was set on Earth.
But then this is the one that actually showed us the more space station, which was like a staple of the classics.
Yeah.
So this was getting a little bit more towards the original format than...
Yeah.
It was like mixing their new modern day format, which we saw in episode 1, with the original format of the classics.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was pretty cool, I suppose. Bad Wolf. Bad Wolf was mentioned for the first time. Second of what, sorry?
Was it?
Whereabouts was it mentioned? I can't remember that.
The Mox of Balhoun.
Oh, yes, so it was.
Like a Bad Wolf situation, scenario, or something
that's right,
like that.
yeah.
Indubitably, this is a Bad Wolf scenario.
I bring you the gift of bodily fluids.
Sorry, I interrupted, Rich. What were you going to say?
Yeah, it was released on 2nd of April, 2005.
Yes.
2nd of April. God,
2nd of April. Aussie.
I know, right?
Aussie. Did you hear that?
2nd of April.
God.
Sorry, I just want to point out
the 1st of April.
The actress who played the tree lady, Jabe.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the same year, she also, in a show called 55 Degrees North, played a character called Jade.
Oh.
Which is literally the same name, but the D and the B reversed.
Yes.
So, sorry, that was the fun thing. She was also the ground controller back in the Red Part 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she was also in Torchwood.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That wonderful.
Or she will be in Torchwood.
Oh.
she was going to have been.
Poppycock, it shall be happening, it will be going to be happening, it will be was an event that could will have been taking place in the future. Simple as that.
There we go. A majority of the series' effects budget was used up in this episode.
Hardly surprising, to be honest.
So the story required more CGI effects than any other story. Even the final, crikey. It sort of seems like a waste.
Yeah, I mean, like, Cassandra was a interesting villain.
I like
drives me.
as bad as like New Earth could be at times. I kind of liked her more in that.
Yeah, because
But I don't know if that's because I found out she was the mum from my family.
she kind of in New Earth she kind of was like almost like a pantomime villain in a way, wasn't she? With her like funny sidekick and everything. But then she got that like big emotional turnaround at the end. Spoilers. It's a lot more interesting.
We'll get to that when we get to that. It's a bit out of nowhere, but we'll get to
Which one's that?
Cassandra's final
Oh,
episode.
yes. New Earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get to that when we get to that. But when we get to that, we'll get to that, and we'll get to
Indeed,
that.
we will.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, she was technically the first real villain we had in the show, wasn't she? Of like the reboot.
What about the Nestine consciousness?
That's why I said real villain. You know, person with a motive.
The Nestine, she like Cassandra had selfish motives, whereas the Nestine was kind of
Just doing it to try and
angry.
survive.
Yeah, that, and was just pissed off because of the whole Time War and the Doctor had anti-plastic and stuff.
And it did also try to take over the world before that.
Of course.
Yeah,
That's
but
like reflex
that's in
now.
the past. That was.
Or the future. When does the Time War take place, Morty? I don't really know.
No, but the last.
geez, Rick.
No, but the Nestine invaded last before this sort of thing. It was definitely before 2005 that the Nestine tried to last invade.
Yeah, it was like 86 or something.
But no, but in 2005 they tried to invade as well. That's why the Doctor dropped anti-plastic into them.
Yeah.
Into it.
Yeah.
Timelines.
I always saw them as not doing it because it was sort of Earth. They didn't really care what planet they were doing it to, and it happened to be Earth.
That doesn't make them not a bad guy though, does it?
No.
Well, maybe they're not. Maybe the Doctor's the real villain here.
He's a great warrior. That's what the name means.
Yes, indeed. But anyway, should we score these episodes?
Yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah. What would we give Rose out of 10?
Tell you what I'd give her.
Actually, should we give it out of 13?
Yes, good idea.
Okay. Or should we do out of 9 this time, and then when we get to...
Oh, that'll just get confusing. I know we don't like to do things simply here, but go on.
And do we give it out of 9 or 10? Does John Hurt count?
That's why I said 13.
This was the
No,
first
sir,
time
13.
that a minor swear word was used in terms of the word hell.
Really? When?
Yeah,
Whatever.
end of the word. The Doctor utters the phrase, "What the hell is that?"
The hell is that? I really wouldn't call that a curse word.
Yeah, it just says it's the first time anything like that has been mentioned on screen.
Andy?
The Doctor has never said anything stronger than hell and damn.
Yeah, anything else will get a stronger worded letter to the BBC.
And it's the first time he's ever been seen to shed a tear.
Which one?
This one.
Really?
End of the world, yeah.
Yeah.
So I suppose in the classics he never cried. He was a man in the classics.
Very given
Not
value.
a manelio.
Oh, what?
A manelio. A manelio man.
The Manelial man.
Bicentennial man.
Like, yeah, we're a lot more in tune with our emotions nowadays.
I would give Rose
Rose.
a 7 out of 13.
I might go with like about an 8, a 9 out of 13.
Okay. Christian?
I have no idea.
Because I think the 13's confusing us a little bit.
Okay, should we just do it out of 10 then?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it a 6.
I'd give it about a 7. Yeah,
I'd give it a 7.
Okay, fair enough.
it's better than average. It's a brilliant way of getting us into it and to start it, but it's not perfect.
Yeah. What about End of the World? What would we give that?
7.
Maybe 5.
I'd say 6.
Is this what the polls are going to be?
We can't poll this.
Oh no!
Well, we can always have out of the episodes we did, which one was your favourite?
And then at the end of each series, we could
Do the winners.
poll them up.
Yeah.
Just to see what the audience is thinking as well. The people listening.
Anyway, the next episode.
The Unquiet Dead. I'd give it a 7.
Oh, we go straight to the...
Straight to the review. Straight to the number.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'd give it a 7 as well. It was different to the last two, and it sort of set the old timey thing up.
Yeah.
Been to the future,
episodes.
been to the past. That's what you got to do, innit?
Yep.
All I always remember about it is Charles Dickens. That was probably the best bit of it.
Yeah.
The rest was pretty forgettable at times.
However, we did have a very good introduction of Eve Miles.
Yes.
Yes, Gwyn.
Yes,
Gwen?
who would Gwyn?
Gwen. I attempted an accent and it failed
Gwen Cooper.
miserably.
Gwyneth, who would then go on to play.
And maybe that's
Gwen
where I
Cooper.
was going with it.
Yeah.
I was going to say Gwyneth and Gwen, but it's...
Gwyn.
Yeah.
Penguin.
Who would then go on to play Gwen Cooper in Torchwood.
Gwyn Cooper.
Oh, it was written by Mark Gatiss.
Yes.
Yes.
I did not know that.
I don't think he noticed. Did he notice?
Did I notice what?
Was it on purpose?
I don't know.
What?
After we did the whole Gwyn, you just
Yeah.
had a slip of the tongue and actually said Gwyn when referring to Gwyn Cooper.
Gwen Cooper.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, who?
I don't know anymore.
Is that related to Gwyn Cooper? No. Well, yeah, it was.
Anyway.
Now this one was interesting because it was the old turnaround, the old switcheroo. Thought they weren't villains, but actually they were.
Oh my god.
But again, they were villains of circumstance because they were just refugees.
Yeah, they were a bit like these. I don't know. These are maybe it's just the fact that they had faces and demonic faces that they seemed more villainous than the Nestine. The Nestine was just a kind of a blob.
Yeah.
So it was hard to sort of see it as anything but a blob.
But the Nestine consciousness does have
It has no
autons
control
walking
over
around shooting people.
Yeah. But he was the one that was in control, sort of thing.
Yeah,
So it was down to the blob in the end.
as it so often is.
Oh, don't you just hate that blob?
I mean, it did give us one of the greatest lines of Eccleston's tenure, which was, "I'm going to die in the 1860s in a basement in Cardiff."
Yeah.
I saw the fall of Troy, World War V, and I'm going to die in a basement in Cardiff.
They did that joke at the beginning as well, didn't they? It was meant to be going to Victorian London. It's like it's not London. Oh.
It's Cardiff.
Oh. Like it was the worst thing ever, which is quite funny.
Yeah, and it also introduced the rift.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Which also becomes a big plot point later on in the series and in Torchwood.
Yes. So we had
Which
the
I
rift.
think can be forgotten about sometimes. You kind of remember the rift the first time definite in Boomtown.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they
You
had
sometimes forget that it was in this one. they had
the rift. They had another mention of Bad Wolf.
Yep.
And they had another mention of the mysterious Time War, which they started in Rose, with obviously the Nestine, all its feeding plants have gone. They carried on with the Doctor talking about no one being left in the end of the world.
Yep. And
chips.
he also gets called a Time Lord.
Yes.
Oh god, sorry, that was one thing I want to mention. In the end of the world.
In the end of the world.
Yeah. When he's at the fans and Tree Lady catches on fire, he then manages to walk through the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then never ever happens again. Or anything like that.
My headcanon was that because he just saw someone he cared about die, he sort of went into Matrix serious mode. It gave him the push to focus.
Or maybe he couldn't concentrate where they were yapping on all the time, so when she died, he could finally do it.
Yeah, maybe.
Quick, hurry, Doctor, we haven't got long. All right, shut the fuck up.
I'm going as fast as I can, love. Don't know what accent that was.
It was Norvish.
Somewhere near Scotland, I think.
It was further up than we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere in the north.
North of Gloucester.
North of Bristol.
Oh dear. So, anything else about The Unquiet Dead?
It was a good different episode.
Good difference.
Yes.
Yeah, we've basically had every end of the spectrum by this point now.
Yeah, we had the present day, we
Past,
had
present, and
the
we've
very
had
future.
The three ghosts, basically.
Yes.
And then that brings us wonderfully into the first two-parter of the series, Aliens of London and World War III.
Which I actually would say are underrated.
They really are. Like,
I rate them.
I really enjoyed them.
Like, if you forget the fart jokes, they're actually really enjoyable.
Mm.
Oh, if anything, the
Don't
fart
stand
jokes
next
just
to
make it even more enjoyable.
That's you and your toilet humour.
Yes.
Well, they could have probably pulled it off once or twice, but I think they did it a little bit too much.
Yeah, just having it as the
Just have it
trait of the aliens.
once or twice, and then, like, just to explain off the whole gas exchange.
I know
Yeah.
a lot of people don't like the unzipping of the head.
That was brilliant.
I just think that's so funny.
I think that's the earliest sort of memorable image that always stuck with me as a kid.
Yeah.
Of what? The forehead's opening?
Yeah, just that image of the head opening with the lights sort of seeping out.
Yeah.
That's
It's just
the earliest Doctor Who memory from the series 1 that stuck in my mind when
It's
we
just
were in school.
brilliantly quirky, isn't it? And the fact that when they look at the skins, there actually is a zip on there. It's not just like...
It's very much a new Who thing. You wouldn't get anything like that in the classic show.
No.
It's very much a Russell T Davies sort of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Russell T Davies, one of the things I most like about Aliens of London is we get to see what happens when the companion comes back, which we don't often.
Yes.
We often always just we
Or,
was used to.
or when they come back wrong.
Yeah, because we often just follow the
Yeah.
Doctor and their companion. Bracket S, close bracket, and nothing else. Occasionally you'll get a thing like Sarah Jane gets dropped off in Aberdeen or
The
something.
wrong place, yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool what they did about how she'd actually been gone a year. They thought she was dead. Mickey had been taken in for questioning. Like all that. Yeah.
It's like
It brought it home.
Quite literally.
Yeah, it made it a more relatable thing.
And this is why
So
I
if
said
if somebody goes missing for a year, then yeah, that shit is going to affect people.
yeah. And this is why I said bringing it back to Russell T Davies, which I kind of got away from, which is his skill at writing like characters that feel like real people that you might know in real life, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
it's very much he's good at writing Earth people in weird situations.
Yes.
Those Earth people
Earth
in that
people.
Earth way.
Them Earth peeps. No, in the classics, they did actually try to dabble with the whole timey-wimey relationship once, but didn't
Romana?
really. No, they didn't really follow through with it. Mel,
Oh God, yeah. Carrot juice.
she was kind of a prototype River Song, in the. She met the Doctor after he'd already met her, but before she.
She had already met the
Timey-wimey.
Doctor, but he hadn't met her yet.
Yeah, well, like I think the first time he met her was in
Trial of a Time
during
Lord, wasn't
his it was during his trial, but she already knew him, and then it flashed back to a point in her timeline where she had been traveling with him, and he did know her, but during the trial was the first time he was meeting her.
Yeah.
It was they tried it, but they didn't really follow through with it.
Didn't really
No,
have
they
much of a
sort of
choice, did
messed
they? Much of a chance, I mean.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
that was the most we kind of got with the companion back then. And then Ace, they kind of did try to give her a backstory, but we didn't really see her family and friends. We just knew more about what she was like before the Doctor.
Yeah.
So RTD was the one that sort of centralized it around family.
Which I think is a damn good move.
Yes.
As it was the first two-parter, do you remember what your reaction was when the
when the cliffhanger happened? No,
yeah,
I
with
don't.
the cliffhanger.
I don't.
No.
I think
I do.
I've just become numb to two-parters by this point. So when it happens, it's just like, oh yes, part of that.
Yeah, like my thought was basically like, what the fuck? I have to wait a whole week. Come on.
Yeah, I think I've always been like that with every two-parter now.
Yeah. Well, more or less every two-parter.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get to them.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
I mean, you're kind of talking like you were completely unaware of the concept of cliffhangers before this point, which seems a bit weird.
I remember being very absorbed into the episode, so I didn't expect it to end there.
Yeah, you just didn't think it would happen in Doctor Who of all shows.
Well, all of the 4 other episodes. Yeah, the 2 episodes were really good fun, I think. I would give them 7.5, maybe 8.
Oh, and of course we have Harriet Jones, Prime Minister. MP for Flydale North.
We know who you are.
Simon Pegg's mum.
I didn't. Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Not literally, in Shaun of the Dead.
Oh god, yeah, Penelope Winton.
Because I watched Shaun of the Dead after Series 1 of Doctor Who. So I can remember watching Shaun of the Dead and go, oh my god, it's the Prime Minister.
I've just remembered more lines as well when Jackie is finding vinegar to throw on the Slovene, and she's getting all like the pickled stuff out of Mickey's cupboard.
Pickled onion!
Yeah. And the Doctor just looks at Rose and goes, you kissed this man?
Oh yeah, and let's talk about Mickey as well, because this is his first time to actually shine.
Yes.
Like episode 1, he was flat out wimp.
Yeah. He was comic relief, basically, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he still was in this one. He ran into like a metal shutter.
But in episode 1, he was pure comic relief, whereas this, the first time he actually did something.
In this, they gave him a bit of personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, they started giving him character development.
Yes.
It's cool how they did that.
The only character of Series 1 and 2 they did give character development to, besides the Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest. Like, well,
Jackie maybe a little bit with He Who Should Not Be Named, but will be named in a couple of episodes or two when we get to the... Yeah.
I mean, Jackie, if you're counting Series 3 in it, then there is another character that does have a lot of development, but that's mainly off screen in a different show.
Yeah, we're not. What we?
Jack.
Yeah, no, we're not counting.
Anyway,
of the side characters of Rose's era, basically.
Yeah, he was good. I like Mickey.
Oh,
Mickey the idiot.
Mickey.
Ricky.
I wasn't as fond of him until after I knew where he'd get to. But since then, watching back, I can't help but love him because I kind of know where he's going.
Yeah.
End of Time Part 2 notwithstanding.
I kind of liked that.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I mean, okay, the fact that they put the 2 black people together.
Yeah, I just like.
But I didn't really care about that. I just saw Mickey. I didn't really have anyone up to this point apart from Rose.
Yeah, true.
They're kind of both
who I always personally did like getting together.
They're kind of both like Action Man and Woman as well, aren't they?
Yeah, it's the
wonderfully bland yet a little bit of appeal to them.
I wondered what you were going to say then.
It's the two. It shows the good side of what the Doctor can do to people as opposed to when he ruins their life.
Yeah. It forced Mickey to grow up.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think we'll get onto that.
Well, I still think he should have been gay when he drove off with the CBBC presenter.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in season 2.
We'll get to that.
But anyway, I'm afraid that's going to have to be where we're going to have to call it today because I've got to leave.
Oh.
We have to stop the episode.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's where we plan to go to anyway, roughly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which means that next time we can start off with a favorite of the series.
Indeed.
Ooh.
And
Dun, dun,
the
dun.
second highest rated episode in terms of viewers.
Oh,
No, the
and
third. The
second
third.
time the Daleks had hover.
What? Yeah. What is the first? What is the most top-rated
Remember-
episode
Of series 1?
of just of general?
I don't know.
Series 1 was Rose, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Let's leave that to find out next time.
Yes, indeed. Let's leave that to find out next time.
Yes.
Right.
So
We'll have to forego biscuits, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
Sorry, I have no biscuits.
Neither do I.
yeah. I'm
Oh,
just,
my only biscuit is that I now have the Gene Stealer Insurrection box.
Cool.
mine was just shit. I fucked up with the footage, and I've been trying to sort that out all week, but I haven't been able to get anywhere.
I did.
Right.
I did look at that as well. But I didn't want to message you and upset you anymore. It does just look
It's
like
gone.
it's a bug with Windows. Yeah.
So once you
Fuck.
undo,
Yeah.
then it just goes into the Ethernet sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just goes to it goes through the digital door, never to be seen again.
Yes.
Right.
Oh well.
Anyway,
Well, yeah,
I
you'll
must say goodbye.
you'll just have to let us know when
yeah.
you're ready to redo that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I
Okay.
did cut a few things out, so we can just use those bits I cut out in place.
Yeah, just extend it, maybe switch up a few things just to
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a little
that's
bit different.
There's plenty to do. Don't worry.
Instead of flying over a sea, we fly over a forest or a canyon or something.
Like I
and-
said, don't worry. I know what I'm doing.
I know.
I think Rich is hurrying us up, so let's.
I know.
I'll speak to you all next week.
Okay, next
Yeah.
time, bye.
Bye.
Bye.